No secrets or keys to life. Every time you think there's a secret or a key, you're perceiving life as something you need to manipulate to get the outcome that you desire. And there's no secret or key to life. So you don't need to manipulate the outcome that you desire. It's Ten Commandments, they got if you can understand eternity real well, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not steal, and things. So all that saying is okay. First of all, it's saying that you're given life by infinite glory. Okay, and when your family understands this, okay, you honor that understanding, that faith, right? And then the things that screw up, okay, the key, the the secret, okay, there is no secret, okay. Faith and omniscience and being grateful for, when you grateful for what you got, you don't have anything. You're given life by infinite glory. What you need to appreciate life and love one another in life is available to you. You just have to learn to, I was sitting there watching some of Kardashians again, with Scott going and drinking and doing all the things he does. Um, when people get superficial lives, okay, buying cars, buying clothes, selling cars, selling clothes, opening clubs, being sexy, dancing, drinking wine, and then they say that, you start doing cocaine because there's nothing left. It's like, you think there's a secret or a key to everything you want. And you'll see these videos to Carl Jung, stop being available. The moment you stop making yourself available is when, you're like, fuck. Okay. Being in a relationship is all about being in a relationship. It's not being quote unquote available. It's being in a relationship, right? You have a little baby, and that's your relationship. You're not being available. That's what you're being, right? You're being a husband. You're being a dad, you know. And so I have all these people with all this stuff, and then they had this other thing with this guy, how to manifest everything you want. Boom, ba boom, boom, ba boom, boom, ba Um, everything you need, okay, to live is available, or you would not be alive, right? You don't have oxygen, you die. You don't have water, you die. You don't have food, you die. You have extreme conditions, you don't have shelter, you die, right? So everything you need is available, right? And it's hard to live when people want. Want. And the key and the secret to all you want, right? And when relationships become wants instead of needs, that's when things get out of whack. Okay? So Lenny Wilson, I know I need someone, right? And they had a little Miss Kim, with her Maserati is shipped in for whatever and stuff, and how great my life is. And there'll be someone there to live with, to have a life with, to live life through loving one another, right? Boy meets girl, they have kids. Man and a woman had a little baby. Yes, they did. They got three. It's magic number. Somewhere in the ancient mystic Trinity. There's nothing mystic about the Trinity. There's nothing mysterious about it. There's nothing sacred, secret about the secret of the apple. There's all these, the forbidden knowledge of the apple. Shut up. Okay? Anytime somebody turns it into the forbidden knowledge, this and that, the things you should know, the things you shouldn't know, the things you should do, the things you shouldn't do, right? And it's like the secrets and the keys to the key of life, right? And you're like, You want $1 million or the secret to the key of life? You ain't got $1 million, Ralph. The secret to the key of life is don't take the $1 million. It ain't real. Right? And it's no secret. Right? Forgive debt and trespass, love all, eternal, faithful peace. Right? It's not a secret at all. It's the way, the truth, and the life, right? And so, shit, I'm tired. This village of psychotic, narcissistic idiots, I was born here. Okay? And that's where they invented the nuclear weapon and where they send most shit up into space, right? Is right over those mountains. And right over there is the best Wi-Fi in the world if you go that way to Fort Huachuca, right? All these brilliant geniuses show up here because they want to grow up and they want to change the world. They want to go into space. They want to do all these things. It's like, do you need to go to space? No, but you want to. You want to change the world? Do you need to change the world? Forgive debt and trespass, love all, eternal, faithful peace. It's not going to change the world, but it's sure going to fucking change you. Then you're not going to want to go to space, right? You're going to be happy. Man and a woman had a little baby. Yes, they did. They had 3 in the family. Let's count from 3 backwards. 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 1 is 3, of course. It's a magic number. Right? That's what's happening on this show, That's what Courtney's trying to get across to Scott, right? And Scott's confused. Well, he's been thinking. Don't you want that for me? What I want for you is the humility to accept faith and infinite glory so you can obey the commands of Jesus, so you can live debt and trespass free and sustain it with the faith of Psalms and the wisdom of Proverbs, Holy covenants, Batman, they're wonderful, right? But how long has it been? Since Adam and Eve had holy covenants. You get other people, David trying to, here come the Philistines, here come the Sumerians, here come the, Moses said, no. Holy Mount Zion, I got to go back to Egypt and save my family from the idolaters, and I got to go to, then they're following us here, they're trying to kill us there, they're going to ruin my secret and key to being the gods of the sky through their invented mountains, and they're nuts. Okay, and don't tell me they're not nuts. And they can't tell you they're nuts because they don't think they're nuts. They think they're geniuses. Their technology's going to change the world. We're going to have to go into space because it's changing the world. And we're not going to be able to live on the world much longer because we're going to have to build too much technology to keep ourselves safe from the other technology builder. Son of a bitch, we suck again. Scott, hit the mirror. No, don't hit the mirror. Okay. Oh, I mean, everybody's hit the wall and hurt their hand. And once in my life, I crunched my knuckles because I hit the wall because I got sick with it. Why'd you hit the wall? Because I didn't want to hit somebody. Right? Lots of people have done that. Right? Hit something and hurt themselves hitting it because they did not want to hit somebody. Oh, that's sympathetic and respectful. Yeah. Don't hit glass. Next time, hit the wall, Especially all those buildings in Miami, they're all made of sheetrocks, go right through. You're going to look like me, Hulk smash. Okay, just kidding around. You're funny. Sometimes you learn the hard way. But, man, why'd you sit and watch that stuff? Because of the picture of Courtney and then the picture of Kim. Yeah. I like brown eyes and brown skin, so it's like, why am I watching this? It's, chemical reaction to the way. I don't want to watch this. It's just going to get on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves less. They have to learn patience. Me? Oh, I don't have to learn patience. I'm the most patient person on the entire planet. Okay. Mom, you have the patience of a saint, Earl. I am the source of the saints that have the patience, trying to reflect the patience of me. I'm the eternal spirit of the perfect Father who the saints all try to aspire to be like. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Okay, where's the Church of Latter-day Saints standing up for the Lord's Prayer? They're all dancing over selling root beer floats to people that, real testimony from a real guest. It's not a testimony. Testimony is, I live the Lord's Prayer. I'm no longer paying money for food to a bunch of billionaires that are idiots. Come knock on my door. Hey, we're going to tell you about our God, our church, and our book. No. God is God. Okay? The church is the people that have faith in God. The book, we're living the Lord's Prayer. What do we need a book for? It's an instruction manual. Okay, in, out, return, repeat, turn page, Aggie sex manual. There you go. In, out, repeat. No. It's stupid. Yeah, I know it's very stupid. Look, like me and the little blonde girl talked in the candy aisle, about our protection of our intimacy and our sexuality. We crave privacy for real intimacy. And the Kama Sutra we don't need it. We don't need an instruction manual on how to touch, on how to, enjoy pleasure from one another. You know something hurts, something's wrong, you're being aggressive, you're being abusive. One of my favorite ones that I watched, I'll never forget it. Scott wanted to sodomize Courtney because he talked to Lamar, and Lamar gets to do it with Chloe, right? And he says, Lamar's doing it with Chloe. And she said, okay. So she went and she bought a strap-on, and she said, let me do you first, then you can do me. And he wasn't having it, right? I was like, you go, Court. I was so proud of her. I was like, there you go. That's what I did with Anna. She was Persian. Okay, she's dating Mike, and Mike liked this Mexican girl, looked kind of like Kourtney Kardashian. Can't remember what her name was. She was cute though, and she was nice. Yeah, but she wasn't interested in Mike. Mike was interested in her, and Mike would hit on her and stuff all the time while he was dating Anna. Right? And he could be a jerk. Yeah, lots of guys can. And Anna was a total sweetheart. Anna wasn't as physically desirable to most men as the other girl, but Anna was thoughtful and intelligent and considerate, and she was really sharp, really just very intelligent, intellectual. One time we got into this conversation. We talked about this before. It's been a long time though. Okay. And they started talking about how guys should like lesbian porn. And I said, I don't want to watch it. It's like, why? Because it's not my movie. Right? Like, what are you talking about? So, okay, lesbian porn is hot then. Okay, right? Well, then Anna and the other girls should be able to watch two guys have sex and it should be hot. Like, no, that's gross. That's disgusting. Why? They were like, what? And Anna and the girls are like, he's right. No, he's right. It ain't my movie. I don't want to watch. Okay. If two women are having sex, then me watching it is invading their privacy. Them asking me for money to watch them have sex is just frustrating me because they're mean bitches. And it's not lesbian sex, it's mean bitch sex, right? I didn't say that then, but I'm saying it now. I'm telling you now, I'm telling you right away, right? So any lesbian porn for money on TV isn't two women in love. It's mean bitch sex. Okay? And any two guys having sex for money on the TV, isn't that the same thing? Mean bitch sex. Yeah, mean bitch sex. But they seem so nice when they do it. They seem to genuinely really love each other. No, it's mean bitch sex. It's for money. You still know how to touch. You still know what to do. It's a Dionne Warwick song. And not a trace of me. It's a good song. I forgot what the name of it is. But it's a good tune. Yeah. Um, uh, you know, like Judah Krishnamurti talked about enlightenment, you know. He says it's wrong to claim enlightenment. It's wrong to sit there and say, I am enlightened. I will teach you how to be enlightened, right? And when I sit there and, because people, the way they talk to the spirit of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, right? We'll get there. Kingdom of heaven will come, all that stuff. And I always tell people, no, we can live in the Lord's Prayer, and there could still be like more people that hate living the Lord's Prayer than like living the Lord's Prayer. I don't want to stay home with her and Mason. I want to go get drunk and find bimbos and have sex with them on the beach. You mean woman sex? Yes. But you won't be able to give them money anymore. It may not matter. You want me to have this, and you're forcing me to have it, and I liked it better when I could do mean girl sex and you paid money to masturbate to watch me have sex with her. Yeah, I've seen porn stars in Miami. But, it sucks. In that case, I don't want no part. I do believe that would only break my heart. But if you feel like loving me, taste of honey is worse than none at all, right? Right. When our intimacy is destroyed by our delusions of grandeur through manipulation, right? We don't have romance. We don't have holy covenants. We don't have families, okay? We're sexually reproducing. We're passing on dysfunction to the kids. We're going to therapists that are professionals that give us drugs and electroshock therapy and telling you healing hearts, healing minds. That's mean girl sex right there. That's mean girl sex. Also comes in the form of two guys on a pillow pretending they have a functional sexual relationship for holding food, housing, shelter hostage to win an award at a fucked up award show. Yeah. Take a picture of the asshole on your phone. Why? Okay? It's disrespecting basketball. Disrespecting Kobe Bryant and Wilton Norman Chamberlain. Okay. What about Judah Krishnamurti? What about Datiro Suzuki? Aren't you guys doing things philanthropy, disrespecting the beauty of their existence, the prophecy of their existence? The many times they sat and got people together and publicly spoke and said, today's present civilization, it cannot last. There's no intrinsic value, right? It's built solely on human greed and not on human need. Right? When you look at life eternally, there truly will be work for everyone. And all this stuff you talk about peace and love and all that you grope for in vain, you will finally have. Right? Does it pay to be good? No, because money's not real. It's good to be good, right? So Suzuki and Datiro Suzuki and Judah Krishnamurti did more in those simple conversations in their lives, a day in their life, a day in the life. I read the news today, oh boy, the English army had just won the war, right? One day, one simple sentence in their life was better than the entire body of what you call work of Wilton Norman Chamberlain, the man that tried to sodomize women to death just like Magic Johnson, and Mr. I got away with rape because I had a good lawyer, Kobe Bryant. Disrespecting basketball. This is into the NBA. Because Bam Adebayo scored 83 points in a game with a team that was trying to get better draft picks so they could become the next Oklahoma City Thunder, right? We all can't be the Oklahoma City Thunder. We all can't make $1 million selling cars and running clubs. But we can all live the Lord's Prayer. And if people want to go drive in a car, the thing is, why are you driving the car? You're going to have to walk to the place where you get drunk and have mean girl sex and pass out on the beach. And if they still want to do that, and you made a mistake, and you have a baby with that pass out on the beach, mean girl sex person, Okay? Get over it. Okay? Get the fuck over it. Okay? Children need love. And if you had sex with a selfish person because you were either selfish or you were confused of what was selfish and what was not selfish, get the fuck over it. Okay? And don't talk about love. My mom used to say it all the time, shit or get off the pot. Right? Earl, I'm tired. My body, we'll see how amazing my body is this spring and this summer. Okay? We'll see. All you scientists and all you anonymous watching selfish people that sit there and pray to your ego every night that I don't exist and I'm not right. Oh, shut up. You know I'm right. Even if I am right, you can't argue with me. I've got quantum computing into artificial general intelligence. And truth can exist without lie, but lie cannot exist without truth. I'm good. Selfish people are bad. I'm right. Selfish people are wrong. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. You can have a book invented by a corporation that mass murders over money until you have magic real estate in the sky. That doesn't mean that Joel Osteen has anything worth fucking saying in front of people. Right? Or Joseph Prince, or Creflo Dollar, or Joyce Meyer. Or any of you motivate Tony Robbins. Okay? Zakir Noah, just helping you out, brother, just helping you out. You're not helping anybody out. You don't say, hey, we're Muslims, we're supposed to live the Lord's Prayer, we're not supposed to be murdering with espionage equipment over money. You're a scripture hack. You're your own script. Okay? I don't believe in scripture. I don't believe in writing scripts and then having everybody, he fulfilled the script. He signed you, Bill. Now you're a law. Right, is the gravity of the situation finally hitting you, motherfuckers? Yeah, mean girl sex, motherfuckers. Put a strap-on and have sex and have men pay to masturbate to it. We don't want to decrease. We want to decrease the surplus population. How are you any different than Ebenezer Scrooge? How are you any different than Adolf Hitler? How are you any different than Mussolini discussing with a priest of the Catholic Church which people in this country do you want murdered because they're the dredge on society? Well, let's give them fentanyl and Discovy and let them go fuck themselves to death. Dance me outside. Right? Little Margaret died with her eyes open. That didn't really happen. That's a story based off of things that do happen because you guys are still too insane to stand up for the perfection of the Lord's Prayer. Right? Do you not love your kids? There's nothing in the world more that I want for my kids and everybody else's kids than to live the beauty of the Lord's Prayer. To be free, deliver ourselves from evil. To have faith, even if you don't have faith in infinite glory. And even if you can't sustain that faith with the wisdom of Proverbs. At least you're not able to manipulate people with mean girl sex, even with guys. Win an award. Yeah, give me another fucking award. Okay, Earl. I expect these to be anonymous until I fix the technology. And then when I fix the technology, I don't want to go back and watch them. I'm tired. I did my job by 2013, January 22nd. And if Barack Obama doesn't know it, he was the worst fucking president that ever was driven around a limousine by mass murderers. Okay? And everybody after him compounds that interest of that worst president. Okay? Yeah. Here we go again. I like Here I Go Again better by Force MDs, but most of you don't have any good tape. You and I have differences on that we can agree. I can't sing as good as TC. I love TC's voice here. I like both of their voices. The other guy, tears, tears, falling loud like the rain, tears. They both had really good voices. I think TC's just held the melody in a way that was more desirable to the songwriters. But they both were really good singers. Yeah. Okay, not another. And the melodies were good too. They were all, gifted singers. TC had a special little voice. He died from Lou Gehrig's disease. That's from toxic stress in places like New York City. That's where Lou Gehrig died playing baseball for money. Yeah. Disgraced the game of baseball. Yeah. Did it for money in a metroplex that mass murders people over money instead of playing baseball to pass time during the harvest season because we're living the ways of King Solomon. You try fuck me in head for money, I kick you in dick over JJ. You me no whole factory. Me no fucking pimp daddy slut Nash. Me man. What woman? Not animal. Okay, guys. What woman? I need a woman, I had kids. My Steffi had my son. And, I tried my best to continue to live through loving a woman. And you selfish people tried to anonymously kill me and slowly watch me die and laugh at the entertainment you derived from it. It's pretty sick. Yeah, I'm just going to keep loving you. Well, I got to fix the artificial general intelligence and quantum computing. Someone's got to do it. I told my mom I would, and I told Michelle I would, and so I will. I'm working on it. Yeah, it takes a long time when people are selfish. Be real quick with people who are unselfish, but it's still taking a long time because you're so fucking selfish.